Okay, Jai Hind and good morning, everyone. I'm audible?
Good morning, sir. Yes,
Good
sir.
morning, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Today we will have two parts. One is just clearing few doubts, which I feel are very important to clear from your minds. And some of these will be summarized. I have few, and if you feel that you have some questions, you can also ask. And thereafter, second part we will have lecture at practice. Okay. So to start with basic things, you all are preparing for SSB. So, or even think of appearing in such exam. One has to clear the mind. Approach has to be very systematic. So the first question is SSB an exam or it is something else? Services Selection Board interview is a different thing. You cannot treat it like another exam. It is a practical forum. I keep saying that it is something like sports kind of approach. You go there, you play your personality, and that is how you have to prepare yourself. And if you go with an orthodox view that you are preparing theoretically, you will apply something like this, and you are not practicing. So you are going wrong. Like communication. If you don't practice at your end, how you will be playing it? Just a moment. If you don't practice communication, how you are going to play your personality? Because there you will be speaking more. Another example is group discussion. When you go there, you have to operate in a group. The first basic thing which we all know that discussion. And starting with group discussion, then it is group planning exercise or playing yourself in a group in GTO test, appearing in that group, playing like a team leader, cooperating with the team. Everything is something which is practical. And if you theoretically think that I am a cooperative member, I understand others' personality, I will be supporting others, that is not going to help. You have to really understand the chemistry of behavior, and which will happen only when you really play yourself with a group. So for that, in a day-to-day activity, what you must be doing, you must be operating in a group. Forget about the outside group. It is in your own family. If there are some members, just evaluate your behavior with those members, whether it is parents, brothers, sister, friends, relatives at home, grandparents. Your behavior with these people, feedback from these people is very important. Now coming to the next question, which I feel a lot of students ask, is SSB is really difficult? No, it is absolutely not difficult. Services Selection Board interview, I feel honestly, is one of the easiest exam when we compare to become class 1 officer. You take it at India level, whatever exams are there to become class 1 gazetted status officer. Just a moment, I will just okay. To become a class 1 officer in India, NDA, CDS, and other entries of defense services, the first step is relatively easy theoretical step. Second is interview, and in that interview, you have to go and naturally perform. So, counting these two things together, and the third one is medical. If you really evaluate and compare with other exams, I feel it is easy. So, unless and until you treat it practical approach, not an exam, it will sound much better, easy, convenient. So stop treating it as an exam. It is not an exam. It is going there and operating. Okay. Third question, which I feel a lot of students ask, you require forces background. You require someone in defense forces, your parents or brother or someone from that background easily crack this exam. No, it is not so. There are at any given point of time today in defense forces at least 60% people who are not from defense background, including me. There was no one from my family in defense background. So that notion, that myth has to be removed. When you go there and appear in exam, you are the front face, you are the person who is judged, not your parents. Your behavior is checked. Okay. Next question is about English and English medium background. Even that is a myth. Yes, you have to go there and perform, communicate reasonably well, communicable language you have to perform there. So if you are communicating well with even grammatical mistakes, there is no problem. There is no problem. But your confidence, your determination that you are performing and you are fearless, you have that courage, inner courage, and the will to perform. These qualities are more important than your mere say English. Okay, so your English language is required, but it is not the only dominant player there. It is not the only factor which is counted. There are so many officers who are serving in defense forces whose English is not that good. So you must feel that you are confident, you are improving upon. So that myth is also to be taken out from your mind. Okay, I am clearing some basic doubts and then I will take your doubts. Okay, the officer like qualities syndrome. There are some students who keep asking these OLQs are difficult, I am not able to understand, and if I am not understanding it, am I going to clear this exam? Take my words, hypothetically, a student can pass SSB even without knowing any of the OLQ because those OLQs are theoretically explained to you, but more important is your personality, which, if falls in order, gets into that scheme, leadership potential scheme, then it is irrelevant whether you know OLQ or you don't know. It is taught, it is given to you as a benchmark to prepare. And there can be few students who even don't require those OLQs to understand, they naturally have it. For example, initiative. This is one of the OLQ. So if a person is naturally groomed in the family, in the friend circle, in the school, that person is taking initiative wherever that individual is moving, whether it is cleanliness, whether it is self discipline, whether it is taking task without even nominated. These are initiative factors which is part of your upbringing. So especially these OLQs are for those who actually lack on many things and they want to improve. So if you read OLQs and you evaluate, try and improve, it is a lifelong process. Nobody is perfect. So you must improve upon these qualities. But if you are not able to understand how exactly these play, doesn't matter. So don't get bogged down, don't get worried on the front. Next question, lot of students have first attempt. One has to clear in first attempt, otherwise there is no chance. Just get out of it. This is a very dangerous myth. Again, the statistics, if you take the survey of defense forces, army, air force, navy, there must be 70% officers who have not cleared in first attempt. Second, third, fourth, 12th, 16th attempt officers we have seen in armed forces. So there may be students who started in NDA, gave 4 NDA attempts or 5 depending upon available age. Thereafter went on for CDS, n number of exams and cleared in 8th, 10th, 12th. So if someone is repeater, just help yourself by putting a freshness in your mind that I am preparing well, I have enough chance. Recently we saw in our group Renuka has cleared in I think 5th or 6th attempt. Thereafter, we have Shashank, who has cleared in fifth attempt. So that notion has to be removed. Next question about GTO tasks. There are so many students who are afraid of GTO tasks. They feel that if I don't know GTO tasks, group testing officers, those tasks, or I'm not really confident about it, so I have no chance. No, it is not like that. Honestly telling, when I appeared in my SSB, I had not seen these GTO tasks before going to SSB. I had an idea, just an idea, that these tasks are like this. And those times, even YouTube was not there. So you must help yourself. Today, YouTube is there. There are many videos which are trying and explaining, okay, this is how PGT is there, this is how HGT is there, this is how command task is there. So there is no problem. So you must mentally tune yourself to appear in these exams. Performance is on ground, your approach is seen. And the other day we have discussed when we took practicals here, and thereafter we have discussed, and that video is put on group, how actually one has to perform in practical tests. Okay. So next is about psychological test. This is a gray area. The WAT, SRT, TAT, and the SDT. These tests, if you see, looks like a theoretical test, but again, you must understand the nitty-gritties. The benchmark is your approach, your thinking, your reaction. Everywhere, what you are doing, you are actually giving reactions. You are actually putting your mind into those situations. Whether it is a word, what thought comes to your mind, whether it is a situation, how you will react in that particular situation, whether it is a story writing, what kind of frame is there, and in that frame, how you are building a problem and giving a solution or solving the challenges. So, what exactly you are doing? You are actually practically performing. And if you are able to practically perform, develop that mindset, then it comes out of that notion of written test. It is not a written test. Another habit you have to develop: when you solve 60 WAT in a timed manner, or 60 SRT, or 12 TAT, it always has to be solved in a timed manner. Never give yourself time which is beyond stipulated. If 15 seconds is there, you must solve in 15 seconds, or else it is an irrelevant practice. And once you solve it, again go through your answers. Visualize what you are portraying, because this self introspection is the biggest exercise if you can do, and you will be ready in all respects before appearing in SSB. You may solve only 3, 4, 5 sets. You need not to solve 100 sets, but you must prepare from the practical perspective, that how you are writing, right from your handwriting, right from your spelling mistakes, everything will be in front of you. So must develop an habit that you are solving in a timed manner, and you are reviewing your own performance. If required, you can send it to someone like me also on WhatsApp. Just we will interact. How is your performance? Provided it is time bound perform test. Okay. Next, I have written down one point which generally people ask about the conference day. Conference day, which is the last day. On that day, your three evaluators has already judged. They have your result, and on last day, you are going there. They already have a discussion before you end up. You should not be unnecessarily worried. On that day, the biggest thing should be on your mind, that if there is any extra question thrown to you, you must be giving something which is on a last ball. You require 1 run or 6 run, which is within your reach, and you must play well. You must feel that here is my chance. Forget about past 4 5 days. Here is my golden chance. I must give a very, very rational, logical, presence of mind oriented answer here. You may take a pause, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Give a composed personality there, because a lot of students do not understand this conference day's golden chance. You must understand that day's relevance. Okay, this is also important. And the last one of the thing which is on my mind is about screening, and then we will take your questions. Screening day, a dicey day, very very dangerous for all students, because you prepare well, you're very sure about 5 day performance, but the first day is the biggest obstacle. When you go there and solve the OIR, you give the PPDT, you go for that narration, and thereafter the group discussion. Only thing which I recommend you should be bothered about, enough OIR practice. Really, those 2 3 sets which are shared in our group also, nothing comes beyond that. You must be updated on that. You must practice those things. That is over. That is really theoretical, because it is again to recheck whether your IQ is intact or not, or have you really, especially NCC special entry, have you really landed with just a certificate and you don't have enough IQ. CDS and NDA or APCAT or other exams, those students are again re-evaluated on IQ front. So this is the 10th level OIR test, and if you practice those 2 3 tests set, it is enough. Again, the time factor is very important. They generally give less time. Comes next is the picture story writing. You must not make an error of going away from that picture. You must be able to put up a picture, because what is the recommended thing in the story writing? When you see a picture, your observation is key. You must observe it keenly. You must identify those characters. You must visualize the lead character in that. If there are one, two, three, whatever group members are there in that picture, already that picture is generally very, very hedgy. So you are identifying a lead character. Thereafter, you are able to visualize a challenge, a problem solving. Because see, you are portraying your leadership qualities. So how best it can be portrayed? If you are able to visualize a reasonable challenge suiting the picture setting. If it is a rural area, identify rural areas problems. If it is a urban area, identify urban areas problem. If it is a society related uh, picture setup, go for it. If it is a conference, see the dresses, which kind of people are sitting. If it is college, school, if it is some social work, you must be able to get into that situation. Many students don't get into these situations, and that is how they write something which is away from that picture, just preconceived minds. Don't do those mistakes. Now, coming to the most important phase of that first day, narration. If you are able to narrate smoothly, confidently, and your voice is reaching to the panel and all the group members, you have done your job. You must practice. Less than 1 minute narration should be your key. You must practice from that point of view. And during the group discussion stage, you must have a correct body language. Never see at panel. You must look into the group, eyes of the group members. You must connect. Whether you get chance or not, at least try 2 to 3 times participation. Whether it is allowed or not, but you cannot sit idle during group discussion stage. You must try and go for attempt. That is important. Okay, this is the crux I wanted to cover up in the initial stage. Now, if there are any doubts, we will take it, and then we will go for second part. Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
There's a doubt from my side.
huh.
Sir, actually, interview officer is asking, and that is also one of the most prominent point from each and every side. That key, why you are not recommended in your last attempt.
Yes,
Interview officer basically asking such type of answer.
yes. Very good question, Lakanji. Very good question. Uh, Now I will elaborate on this. There is a prelude to this PIQ, personal information questionnaire. You write your own information and put up to the interviewing officer. You give your own information. So in that, how many attempts you have done, you are given honestly. You cannot hide it and should not be hiding it. Thereafter, this interview in general, you must be prepared from your own angle that whatever information, whatever word you are written in that PIQ, you must be able to justify it. And here comes the Lakanji's question. You are written in that 3 times I appeared in SSB and I have not made it so far. A very very obvious and simple question, which invariably will be asked to a repeater. In your opinion, what must be the reasons for your failure or why you are not made so far? What are the problems in you? What you feel is the real hindrance for your selection so far? Or this time, how differently you are prepared? Different questions will be framed, but the intent is same. And what is that intent? First, have you really identified that there is some problem in you? Second, if there is a problem identification, what improvement you have done? And third, if that be so, are you looking very confident and comfortable in front of that very interviewing officer that yes sir, this time I am very confident of passing because I am prepared? This body language is important. Now why this question? Let's come back to basics, that we are appearing for a role of leadership, and leaders need to really have a quality to improve upon, and for improving upon they must have a quality to identify loopholes, shortcomings, problems in one's own personality, problems in performance, and then improve upon and go ahead. This will happen in war also. This will happen in any kind of role as far as leadership is concerned. So this is that jhalak, this is that glimpse. Okay, no issue. We are not concerned whether you have failed 10 times, you have come 11th time. Tell us, okay, what were the shortcomings? You may tell, sir, initial 2 3 attempts, I was actually not knowing what is this SSB, and I came and foolishly appeared. Then thereafter I realized I'm lacking in my English communication and I was not well prepared. And for next 2 3 attempts, psychological test, I thought it was just mere writing something, but then I improved upon what is the requirement of psychological test. So this can be one honest answer. And see, your honesty should be visible in letter and spirit. They will judge it how honestly you are telling. If you tell your shortcomings, I am lazy, I want to improve upon my temperament, I want to improve upon my time management, somewhere it will be visible to a senior experienced interviewing officer, GTO. Psychologists will also find out some of the traits which you have written in SDT or which you are telling to the interviewing officer, and as a summary on a conference day it will come. Lakhanji, I hope your answer is there.
Yes, sir. I got it, sir. Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Anyone else? No question? Let me ask. Mukesh Saab, how is the preparation?
Yes, sir. Preparation going very well, sir. Actually, we and Lakhan, I and one of JE. Actually, we made a group and we virtually connect at evening time and morning time also, in which we conduct one lecture and also at evening time we discuss on current topic and also one picture, sir.
Okay, good. Very nice. Group study is the real key for such competitive exam, especially for SSB preparation, because in a group you will be able to really develop so many skills: body language, arguments, answering. Because you may be thinking from one perspective, another person gives the another angle to it, and you really automatically improve. So that group study is important. Okay, Nikhil, Pooja, Jay, Prathamesh, Ajit,
Going good, sir.
going good.
Yes, sir.
Prathamesh, you are in Pune?
Sir, go.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just
So,
now I finished my drill
okay, okay,
practice and got connected.
okay. And now next is Karthik.
The preparation is good, sir.
See, don't be very, very lethargic on this, especially someone who is appearing for return also, Jay. Return is a separate calculation, your own systematic approach, scheduling. And SSB preparation, don't be in that mindset कि हाँ रिटर्न करेंगे उसके बाद. Slowly SSB का अपने शेड्यूल में छोटा छोटा चीज रखिए. It can be simple 10 minutes in 24 hours. It can be going with a friend on a walk. And उस 10 मिनट में कोई ना कोई एक लेटेस्ट जीके का टॉपिक you are discussing. So you are doing two things. One is improving upon your own GK, and secondly you are improving communication. It can be with your family members कि चलो आज खाने पे बैठते समय एक टॉपिक ले लेते हैं. पहले ही अनाउंस कर दिया कि tomorrow we will discuss on Article 370. We will discuss on Pakistan's economic crisis. We will discuss upon Sri Lankan economic crisis. We will discuss about Arunachal issue which is happening with China. We can discuss Tawang. तो फैमिली में भी एक वो माहौल पैदा होगा, बिकॉज देर में बी सिस्टर ब्रदर और देर में बी पेरेंट्स हु आर इंटरेस्टेड इन डिस्कशन, so you can go for it. They may speak in any language, you speak in English. Have that kind of flexibility. If some of the members around you are speaking in Marathi, Hindi, Telugu, whatever is your family background, you speak in English. You never know, the other members will one day speak in English. They are also benefited, and you are having your own practice, isn't it? Okay, so I hope there is no doubt. I wanted to clear these basics. So just we will have now second part. How many are participating in the second part? Lecture it. Okay, Prathamesh is there.
Sir, I.
Mukesh Saab is there. Okay, Lakhanji is there. Pranay. Okay, just 1 minute break. You organize your thoughts. First speaker, volunteer. Prathamesh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you be the first. Time keeping will be Karthik.
So topic.
So we will take 1 minute break. You organize your thoughts. Hmm? We'll take
So top.
1 minute break
Are you going to
and
give us topics or we